Okay, so we're on our way out of town. I'm taking my daughter to her softball practice, and we're going through the toll booth. And I mean, just like this adrenaline just hits me as we just kind of pick up the speed, turn up the music, and we're on the road. This is our life. This is the life of a sports mom. And the song comes on by Imagine Dragons, Whatever It Takes. And it's such a pivotal song for me. You know, we used to hear it a lot when Clara, that's my 14-year-old, when her older sister was playing ball. It was like, the song that came on, as she was at the Ball Diamonds. I don't remember if it was her walk-up song or what, but it's just kind of like associating that song with who we are and what we're doing. And it was at that moment right then that I just felt like I needed to pull out the camera and start videotaping, or at least just start recording my thoughts at that moment, because it's those times that I'm feeling like this happiness, this contentment, this determination, this perseverance, this strength that literally just like encompasses me. And it makes me realize this is my life. This is what I'm doing. And I mean, do you ever get that? Do you ever just realize all of a sudden that you are where you're supposed to be? This is where God has landed you, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. Taking my daughter to a practice in Kansas City is not unusual for a lot of families that have kids that play club ball, whether it's softball, volleyball, basketball. And so, making this 45-minute to hour drive is nothing. And as we're getting on the road and I'm thinking about this 45-minute nothing drive, all I can think about is the moment in time when the girl's dad and I started getting the girls to play softball. And of course, we put them on these teams that are called travel teams. And, I can't remember the exact time period. All I know is that we were into it for at least a couple of years, because then not only did we have the oldest girl playing, but then all of a sudden the middle one started playing. And we knew we were just a couple of years away from the youngest one playing. And all I could think about as I'm hopping on the road and I'm doing this life is what the girl's dad's dad said. And it's just one of those lines, those comments, those emotions that you feel when you hear those words that really make you press on even more. He told the girl's dad, "Oh, you're never going to be able to do it. You're never going to be able to have all three girls playing ball. It's too much. You're not going to be able to manage it. It's going to be too costly. You can't be running 3 different places at once." Just a real negative mindset that just gave this disbelief in his own son. And I just remember, like, at the time, how it made me feel. And this is real feelings right here that I'm sharing with you, that this is one of those times where I want to talk about stuff and I always hold back. Well, I'm not going to hold back. Of course, I'm going to be very selective about what I say. But the whole point of this is that as my youngest and I are getting on the road, it's those moments from your past that make you realize you're doing it. You're here. You're doing this life when somebody else said you couldn't. And man, is it those times that your heart just beats. You can feel it, and you just get like this feeling throughout your body that is just like excitement. It's just kind of like this unspoken determination that drives you to do whatever you think you need to do. Then you combine it with the song, Whatever It Takes, and gosh, I want more of those times. I want to feel this all the time. And I know if I videotape these moments when I'm really feeling it, I think it's going to resonate with me more. And I think I'm going to become that much more comfortable with who I am and what I'm doing, and worry less about what I'm not doing, about my age, about how I look, about who I am, about what other people say. If I record it, it's real. If I write it down, it's real. It's like those things you can't take away. No different than you can't take away the words that somebody tells you. But what you can do with them is use them to your advantage. I know a lot of this can be super difficult. Trust me, I know. And I'll get into that at some point, where words can be absolutely so damaging when you hear them. But I've always been the kind of person that when somebody tells me that I can't do something, I'm absolutely going to find a way to do it. Even if it's only a little bit. I have this desire in me to accomplish, to achieve, to succeed. And succeed is kind of a hard word for me, because I always associate it with like this higher status. And we always want to get there, but I don't know, it's just kind of a word that I'm not totally comfortable with. But I think you get the idea. When we hear these words that try to tell us that we can't do something, I mean, me personally, it just makes me set my mind that much harder to make it happen. And I guess it's one of those times where I'm doing it. I'm doing it without their dad. And it's super sad. I could feel myself. I could cry from it right now. But, that's, the sadness is not totally what I'm feeling. What I'm feeling is happiness and joy. And I'm feeling really good about who I am as mom and what I'm doing. And you know what? I'm going to take those moments and just thrive on them, because all too many times do we criticize ourselves? Do we feel like we're not doing enough? Do we feel like we're stretching our limits way too much? Do we hear so many people say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, you can't be doing that. Oh, that's way too far. Oh, that's too dangerous. That's cost too much money. But you know what? With God, all things are possible. And I don't mean to sound so Christian cliche, but I'm going to tell you what. I know for a fact that with him, all things are possible. I know for a fact that he has gotten us back and forth, from one town to another safely. And each and every time we get on the road, we say our prayers, please God, get us, to our destination safely. Thank you for getting us home safely. I know with him, all things are possible. And I'm living proof. I'm absolutely living proof. And even throughout our marriage, I think that was living proof as well. Because, the girls' dad and I, we set our minds to having the girls play ball. And that's what we did. And that's what they started doing. And we made it happen regardless of what somebody tried to tell us. And I'm here to tell you that you can take those words and you can turn them around. And I want you to turn them around. I want you to feel what I'm feeling now. And I want you to know that, it doesn't have to take 13 years to accomplish something, to show that you are capable. It's not like you're showing this person, hey, I did it regardless of what you said. You're doing it because that's what you're capable of. And that's why I'm doing it, because that's what we're capable of. It's what my girls and I are able to do. And I know there's a lot of you parents out there that, are single parents just like myself, that feel, the overwhelming feeling, the feeling as if, you're living on fast food, or you're barely getting enough sleep in the night. You're wearing the same clothes a couple days in a row. You're not washing your hair enough. Wow, am I really only talking to myself here? Okay. But, give yourself some grace. Give yourself a break and realize that, if your kids want to do something, you're going to find a way to make it happen. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm living this life and I'm loving it. And each and every time we go through that toll booth, it's like an adrenaline rush for me. And, it's just a great feeling. And I wanted to continue. I wanted to continue as long as my girls wanted to continue. Now, hey, that's a whole nother subject. I'm just going to tell you, that's a whole nother subject. Like the day, if they ever decide, okay, I'm done. Yeah, that's already happened with one of them. And yeah, it's super hard. And that's not generally what this particular video is about. It's not about living through our kids. It's literally just doing what you need to do for them and seeing that you are capable of doing it. But, the day ever comes that, Clara says, she's done. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just going to be honest. That's a whole nother subject that I really want to get into with you guys, because I do want to touch on that, and it is going to get a little bit personal. If I can do it, I'm going to talk a little bit about sports and what us parents and kids go through when it does come to club sports, and some of the pressure that it can cause, and the decisions that you have to make, and some of the crummy decisions that are made for you. It's not all, wonderful life sitting by, the ball diamond and enjoying it. It's not all, hopping in the car and listening, to your favorite songs and singing along with your daughter to them. There's a lot that leads up to that. And so anyway, wow, I'm really getting off subject here, but I guess I'm preparing myself to touch on that subject at some particular time. For the most part, I think what I hopped on here is because I have that feeling in me right now, and I absolutely love it. I'm happy to be here. I'm expressing exactly what I'm feeling right now, and that's the importance of sharing my life with you, is just showing you guys that because somebody told you that you couldn't do something and there's no way you could do it, you know what? Kick those words to the curb and, shove them in your back pocket, put them away, get them out of your mind, and you just keep going. You just keep pressing on, and you do what you think you can do and what you're capable of. Ask for help, say a prayer, ask Jesus to come into your heart, ask him to guide your way, and just make sure you're doing everything, for the right reasons. But for the most part, don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do something if there is something that you really feel strongly about, okay? Took us 13 years, for me to actually feel it. It doesn't have to take you that long. Heck, somebody could tell you that stuff yesterday, and you could be doing something different today. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to hop on here because I was feeling it, and I'm trying to create content and real content, and the actual life feelings that I'm having right now and just spending this time with my daughter and just good feelings. So anyway, there you go. All right, whatever it takes, okay? Press on. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you press on, and if someone has ever told you something that you can't do and you have proved not only them but yourself wrong, and you've shown yourself that you are definitely capable. You are more capable than you know. It's not cliche. It's actually true. So anyway, God bless you all. You know, keep going. Say a prayer, and catch us on Facebook, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, all those great places. And I'm gonna keep creating content and sharing our life with you, and just keep getting more and more brave. So I am out of here. My daughter is at practice right now for about another hour or so, and I'm gonna go to the store and pick up a few things and then get back and finish watching her. Love this life. Take care, guys. Whatever it takes.